Hey folks, what I am going to be doing today is I'm going to be making my own custom colored jig heads. These are 3/4 ounce that I used down in Windsor for walleye. I have 6 different colors and different techniques on how to make it. I'm going to show you a very cheap and easy way to do so, and I'm pretty sure that you will have a good time making your own custom colored jigs. So let's take a look. Okay, to make these jigs, specific colors. Like here, I have what's called Go Time. It's like a kind of a grayish green purple kind of color to it. I do have one of my favorite colors is the Bruised Gill. It's purple with some flecks inside. You can pick up these powdered paints from a store that's called luremaking.com. I will send you a link to them. They are located somewhere up towards Owen Sound, and they're about $9.45 if you buy more than 5, and they deliver. It's cheap and it's fast. So there are some things that you will need to get in order to paint your own jigs. I'm doing a relatively cheap version. Obviously, the paint is going to be one of the most expensive purchases, but you can pick up the other things like these brushes. You can get them at dollar store for like $1.50. You'll need some kind of a rack to hold your jigs once you're finished painting it. You're going to need some kind of pliers or hemostats that you can hang on to the hook. You're also going to need some kind of a heat source, and I have a heat gun that I use for this project. Some kind of a little workstation that I have here as well. I believe I covered all the materials that you need. Oh yeah, and also kind of a pick in the event that you get some of the dry paint in the eye, you can clean it out. So I'm using jigs that are made for the walleye fishing down in Windsor. They're 3/4 ounce. They're pretty heavy and a pretty big jig. So it's going to take a bit longer of a heat source to get that jig heated up, for the powdered paint. You're going to need to vary or trial and error what kind of heat source you need, the length and time that you need to heat it up. I find with these 3/4 ounce, if I do 7 seconds on the 4 corners or 4 sides, like here, then I'll turn it quarter turn. I'll do 7 seconds, quarter turn, 7 seconds, quarter turn, 7 seconds, and that I find that to be the best timing for getting this jig hot enough to have that dry powder paint here to the jig. So I'm going to start up the gun, and I'm going to heat it for 7 seconds on one side, and then I'm going to turn seconds. And sometimes I like to get the stem or the collar of the jig, because I like to paint that too as well. And 7 more seconds on this side over here, and just give it one more shot of heat over the entire jig. I'll turn that off. Now, what I like to do with the powder is I like to give it this is going to be hot for a while, so don't worry about, wasting some time doing things. Give it a stir, and that fluffens up the powder. And all I do is I just tip the kind of like the front part of it. I don't dip completely. I've tried it, and I find that it doesn't, I can't get it to look decent. So I just dip the front part, and then I use the brush, just the powder brush here, and just tap onto the jig. And I just go around, and you can see how that is adhering rather quickly to the jig. And make sure I get the collar as well. And that is basically about it. Now, that's using a powder paint, and that is going to hang on to this rack. And once I have a dozen or so to go on to the next step, what you are going to need is a small toaster oven. You could pick one up on a secondhand store or Facebook Marketplace. You can get one for $15-20. All you need is to have it a heat source, because you're going to need to bake these jigs for about 20 minutes or 25 minutes, depending on your liking, at a low temperature. I bake mine at 250 Fahrenheit or Celsius, Fahrenheit, yeah. And I put the jigs in the toaster oven, and they come out like super shiny. Like, this is amazing. I really, really like the product that comes out. Now, I'm going to show you another kind of technique that I do. And I'll use the same color too as well. So I'm going to get a jig. I'm going to lock it into my hemostats. That's not quite there yet. You can use vice grips. That seems to be a good way too as well, but I like to use the hemostats because it's easy to move around. So just give it 7 seconds on one side. Give it a turn. Turn it again. One more turn. Okay. All right, so I'm going to dip this. And I'm going to grab my brush. We're going to get it painted quickly. Get the other side. A little bit more. Okay, that is nicely colored. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it back up again for about, a couple seconds each side. Just fan the heat gun. Don't want to get it too hot, or else it's going to droop and it's going to glue off your jig. I've picked up these. Actually, they're pretty cool. And what it is it's just sprinkle, glitter. I got a whole bunch of different colors for like $1.50, and I'm just going to glitter the top of that jig. You can see the orange on there, and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to glitter the bottom with yellow. Okay, now I'm going to turn on the heat gun one more time, and I'm going to put it on a low setting, and just gently heat that ball back up. And that paint is going to become, like a sticky goo, and it's going to help the glitter adhere to the jig. And after that gets baked, that is going to look like a pretty exciting jig. Okay, so that's how you basically can powder paint your own jig. You can be creative and do whatever you want. I really enjoy doing this. It's I find it rather relaxing, and it's it's a way to play around with the things that you use to catch your fish. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. I'll leave links in the video that you can reach out to luremaking.com, and the rest of this stuff you can pick up at your local craft shop or Dollarama or something. Okay, until then, folks, okay, tight lines. Enjoy.